Brothers and sisters, welcome to another book session. I haven't done one of these in a while, and this is episode 6. And thank those that have been riding along with the brother with the EBX discussions and the father and son discussions and the music that will be coming. And I'll actually be uploading a new song I just did not too long ago, and I'll be uploading that, and look for more music from my cousin L'Oreal Lyrical. May she rest in peace and in power. And look for music for Lord Lamont and other elements to this channel. And it gets to a point when we get lost in our passions and whatever craft that is we have, in the world, if we have a platform or not. Remember, on this channel, always go above and beyond in thinking, in our psyche. And there's many gifts that we can go inside deep within our soul and pull it out and share it to the world. But again, thank those for coming in to another book session. And this is episode 6, and I'll bring those that have been riding along. Thank you. May that great divine come in our life, place that gold in our life. Everything we touch turn to gold. That's from my family to those who are listening. And current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view, I salute you. And may that great divine stay in your life and those who view, man, and keep us protected, aware, and strong, because it's a wonderful thing when we are aware. And, I always like to be positive. There were those that were positive to me, put that fire in me, whether it's family, friends of the past, or brother or sister. This little jewels, if we're listening, got those ears open, we can learn so much on this journey. If we got that pineal gland for the righteous things and deflect all toxic shit. Pardon my French, but got to bring that every now and then. Got to put that punctuation. That's how I look at some curse words now. Some curse words I won't say, like the MF. My son and I discussed on a father and son discussion. Those need to do real research on that word MF and where it really stems from. And it really stems from a toxic, disgusting place. So that's why I'm working on not using that word MF. And it has the word mother in it for a reason. So if people will, especially my black people, we so used to old sayings and things we say, words that have meaning that come from slave owners that we still use. And MF is one of them. Now, I'm not a saint, I cuss and stuff, but that MF word, again, do your research and see where that word MF stem from. And we'll stop using that word. And that relates to reading. And I want to read a definition of a summary of why the benefits of reading and how it's good for our brain. And when you research and read, again, you find out things, as I just said a little while ago about the MF. Reading and researching and listen to like-minded reachers or teachers, whether in our family, brothers and sisters in the world, or online. When we got that mind open for the righteous knowledge, guess what will come pouring in? Righteous knowledge, and it only get better. You can never go wrong with the right intent and looking to learn and being hungry for knowledge, because truth is food to the soul all day, every day. If you're hungry for it, I don't care how hard it is for me, and I'm sure many other generals out there salute that have come to that truth in their life. It's no looking back, and it's wonderful though, it builds courage, clinging to the truth builds courage, it builds clarity. We can see things. We can prevent things, because the truth comes for all of us. I don't give a damn who we are, high status, low status. So I say to thy or thee, what are you going to do when the truth comes for you? All right, now I want to get to this book called The Contender. And I've been trying to keep up on these because, as I've said many times, reading, researching, anything to do with looking at words, looking up definitions, researching, it's good for the cognitive functions. It's a good, being aware of our cognitive functions keeps us on top of ourselves as we get up in age, keep us sharp. Because as we all know, when we get up in age, male or female, don't care how much money we have, how healthy we think we are, our body still will deteriorate. But there's things that we can do, precautions we can take to maintain our health and our sanity and our mental health. It's very, very important, especially when you get past them 50s. So, as I say, my grandmother say, I say this 1,000 times. And I like, may she rest in peace and in power. Like my grandmother used to say, keep on living. You'll find out. All right, but let's get to this book. And I'm going to bring those up to speed It's called The Contender, and it was written by Robert Lipsyte, if I said that name right. And he has other books also. And I want to bring brothers and sisters up to the speed of the characters. And the characters are Major, Hollis, excuse me. It's Major, Hollis, Alfred, James, and Henry, Corey, which was a kind of a coach in a juvenile camping site. You know how you had those kind of like boot camp, and it was kind of further back in the story. And we're on chapter 3, and Alfred is the main character. Now Alfred and James were best friends, and they became they were childhood friends, and they became best friends because one I think James' dad was never around, and Alfred's mom passed away. It was something like that in the story. So that's how they connected. And it's a wonderful story. And I like reading because it's like you get a picture in your mind, and it's wonderful. It helps with imagination to see when you're reading and you lose yourself in reading, especially if it's a good writer or a good story, you can visualize it in your mind. It's like you're in Alfred's life. That's the main character. And that's the last part I spoke on. And it's about boxing, of course. It's called The Contender. And on the cover of the book, it shows a brother standing in the corner with boxing gloves, shorts, and boxing trunks, not shorts, but trunks. And it looks like he's getting ready to fight. And it just shows him standing in the corner on the cover of the book. And it's called The Contender. And it has a lot of names. Salute to Mike Tyson. His name is in this book. Sugar Ray Leonard. Dick Gregory name popped up in this book. Muhammad Ali, may he rest in peace and in power. And I think there were other boxers' names in this book. I do believe George Foreman name might have been mentioned. So it's a few boxers, and the boxing coach Donatelli, he's in this book. So when I left off, Alfred was heading upstairs to this abandoned boxing gym, if I'm not mistaken. And he had, and Sonis and Hollis and Major, I think they were the bullies of the neighborhood. And they were like big muscular guys. Major's like this big swole dude. So they were enemies of Alfred, or ops. I guess I could say ops. And so he was going through things and thinking about his mom. And he lived with his auntie, which is his mom's sister, his auntie and his cousins. I think that's how it went. And he had got beaten up by Major, Sonny, and Hollis, because James, they worked at this. I think they worked at a gym, if I'm not mistaken. James and Alfred, and James, I guess, stole something from the gym and triggered the alarm. And Major, Hollis, and Sonny thought that Alfred set James up and thought it was his fault that he triggered the alarm, because James ended up getting caught by the police. So I just wanted to bring those up to speed, those who ride along. Salute if you do, if you get anything out of what I say or my son say that's positive, Lord Lamont, and pass that positive energy on to someone else. All right, just wanted to bring those up to speed. So those are the characters of the book, and Alfred is the main character. Now, I last left off, he was going up the stairs to this abandoned gym or something like that, because I think in his heart he wanted to be a boxer, but his self-esteem was kind of low. He didn't have much courage. So he ran into the coach Donatelli, and I'm gonna start back off. We're starting on chapter 3, and I'm gonna start back off where I led off from chapter 2. But first, before I start, I want to read a summary of why it's important to read, the benefits of reading, and how it's good for our mental health. All right, then I'll get to the Contender, the story. So just bear with me. Thank those for coming in, brother, sister, general, family. All right. Reading has many benefits, including improved brain connectivity, better focus, and reduced stress. Reading can also help you sleep better, increase our vocabulary, which is important when I was talking about that MF word, and it has us going deeper, seeing what words really mean, All right, increased our vocabulary and improve our writing skills. And it's a lot of us that write journals, books, like this book I'm reading. And I got this book I read from time to time called Unlocking the Vault. which is just unlocking the truth within oneself. That's all that title means. And I'm almost up to 50 pages. I'm up to 44, I think 46, either 44 or 46 pages. And I'm going to stop at 50. And I'm going to start another book called Solitude Strength. All right, because reading is good. Writing is good. Sharpens our cognitive functions. All right. Brain health. Improve brain connectivity. Reading activates multiple areas of the brain, including the prefrontal cortex, which controls concentration, which is very important in life. Improved memory. Reading is a whole brain exercise that improves fluency, comprehension, and awareness. All things that we need. So that's only 2 points. Well, 3, I guess. But there's more. I just didn't want to go through all of them. Just look it up. The benefits of reading. All right. So thank those for riding along, as I say, and bear with me. All right. Now let's get to this story. The Contender. Again, I'm gonna start back off. I left off. Alfred was going up the steps, and he was going into an abandoned gym. So this is where I left off on episode 5. This is episode 6. All right, here we go. All right, yeah. A short, stocky man with crew cut white hair looked up. His pale face was smooth and hard. I'm Alfred. This is when he got up to that gym, the abandoned gym. This is Alfred. I'm Alfred Brooks, he said, gasping. This is because it was a big, long flight of stairs, and he was tired. All right. Gasping, I come to be a fighter. The stocky man did not smile or change his expression. Okay, Alfred Brooks, he said, take off your shirt. All right. All right. Now that was the end of chapter 2, which is page 26. All right. Now we're beginning on chapter 3. And he was getting ready to teach him to be a boxer. All right. Donatelli, which is a boxing coach. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think that was Mike Tyson's coach. Don't quote me though. All right, Donatelli circled slowly around him. He was sizing up Alfred to train him up to be a boxer. His hand on his square chin, as if he were inspecting a slab of meat in a butcher store. He grabbed one of Alfred's hands, studying first the knuckles, then the palms. Remember, he was a boxing coach, so he was checking him out, see what he was working with to be a boxer, and he was checking his physique and stuff like that. Big hands, you'll grow some more, he said. His voice was cold and grasping. He pointed at a battered white medical scale against a wall. Get on. Donatelli adjusted the vertical measure and fingered the sliding weights. 5 feet 7 3/4 inches. Okay, get that out the way. All right, excuse me. Donatelli adjusted the vertical measures and fingered the sliding weights. 5 feet 7 3/4 inches. 124.5 pounds. There was no expression in his voice. He pointed at 2 wooden folding chairs. All right. Facing each other, sit down. Numbly, Alfred lowered himself to the edge of one chair, clutching his shirt in his hands. Remember, Alfred is the main character, and if you read this book, Contender, he's been through so much in this book. Many of us can relate to Alfred. Remember, his mother passed away. He had 3 guys that was bullying him in the neighborhood, so he couldn't hardly walk around the neighborhood because he always run into these 3 individuals, which was Major, Hollis, and Sonny. All right, and James was his best friend, and he had another friend named Henry, if I'm not mistaken. That was a good friend too, which helped him when he got jumped one time and dragged him to the house. All right, but that's earlier in the book. All right, facing each other, sit down. Numbly, Alfred lowered himself to the edge of the chair. He was in the gym, sitting on the chair, in one chair, clutching his shirt in his hands. Donatelli sat down in the other, resting his heavy forearms. So Donatelli must have been a big dude back then. Forearms on his neatly pressed gray slacks. His pale blue eyes flickered. Donatelli was white, of course. I think he was Italian. Flicked over Alfred's face and body. Alfred's eyes dropped down to the man's shoes, planted solidly on the wooden floor. Black shoes curling with age, but highly polished. Who sent you? Who sent you? Nobody. Did you come by yourself? Yes. The pale blue eyes worked their way down to Alfred's hands, twisting and wringing the tennis shirt. Are you frightened? Are you frightened? Me? No, not. Me? No, not. A man must have some fears, said Donatelli, which is the boxing coach, and learn to control it, to make it work for him. Do you understand? Alfred nodded. Have you ever boxed? No. I can see you've been fighting in the street. Donatelli stood up and marched across the room, his square, box-like body erect. He pulled a string dangling from the ceiling, and a dozen naked bulbs flooded the large room with pools of yellow light. In the center of the room was a boxing ring, its white canvas floor stained and lumpy. Donatelli leaned against 4 black taped ropes and turned his bulldog face to Alfred. There's no place to hide in a boxing ring. You're all alone in there with another man who wants to hit you more times and harder than you hit him. There are rules, and there's a referee to make sure you follow them. It's not the street. You follow me? Yes. Donatelli nodded. You follow me? Yes. Donatelli nodded, his bushy white eyebrows arching over the cold eyes. Sometimes kids come up here and they want to get in that ring right away and knock somebody's head off. No chance. You have to earn your way in there. You have to work hard for it. Most of the kids leave. He straightened up and the ropes quivered back into place. One square hand waved at a corner of the room. A gray canvas bag as large as a loaded army duffel bag hung from the ceiling on a long chain. The heavy bag, go on over and hit it. The heavy bag, go on over and hit it. Not too hard. Alfred walked across the room. Excuse me for the pages, you can hear it turning. Alfred walked across the room, and the naked skin of his chest prickling. He punched the bag, the heavy bag, with his left fist. His knuckles burned, and a sharp current of pain ran through his wrist up his arm. Cause a heavy bag, I hit a heavy bag before. Them suckers is thick, hard. You think you finna come in there and hit them, boy? You almost break your arm if you don't hit it right. If you're not, taught to hit it right. All right, up his arm, exploding in his shoulder. The bag barely swayed. That's what I was just saying. Over there, said Donatelli, pointing to another corner. A brown leather bag, not much larger than a paper lunch sack, hung from a swivel mounted on a rounded board screwed to the wall. The peanut bag, hit it a few times. The peanut bag, I guess that was one of them little speed punching bags. All right, the peanut bag, hit it a few times. Alfred punched with his right, and the bag slapped against the round board. He missed with his left. The heavy bag, Alfred punched with his right, and the bag slapped against the round board. He missed it with his left. All right, I guess he still was hitting the heavy bag, but it wasn't big as the other. All right. The heavy bag is for power, to build up your arms and shoulders. The peanut bag, okay, he was hitting a smaller bag. The peanut bag is for speed. So that little small thing where you go you hear with both hands with your fists. We've seen it in the boxing movies. Okay, the heavy bag is for power, to build your arms and shoulders. The peanut bag, which is the smaller speed bag. The peanut bag is for speed and timing. Before you can go into the ring, you have to be able to slam a heavy bag around all day and make that peanut bag sound like a machine gun. Yep, like that. You know how a bag in the boxing ring, that little bag. I could try, said Alfred. Thousands of kids can do it. Doesn't mean anything. The bag doesn't have any arms to hit you back with hit you back with. You understand? Yes, said Alfred. Let me tell you what it's like. He walked toward Alfred. Donatelli walked toward Alfred until they are standing face to face. His square head settled down into the crisp collar of his open-throated, short-sleeved white shirt. He had almost no neck. You get up at 5:30 in the morning before the gas fumes foul and air. Let me say that again. Let me read that again. Sorry, excuse me. You get up at 5:30 in the morning before the gas fumes fuel the air, and you run in the park. That's to build up your legs and wind. You run smooth and easy and a little faster and a little longer each day. You run every day, rain or snow, unless you're too sick. Then you go home and eat breakfast, juice, 2 boiled eggs, toast, and tea. You go to school. I work. You don't eat too much lunch. It just makes you slow and tired. No fried foods, no beans, no cabbage, no pies and cakes, no soda. After work, no soda. After work, you come to the gym. Jump rope, stretching, exercises, sit-ups, push-ups, deep knee bends. You do them until you can't do it anymore. Then you start all over again. You go home, have a good dinner, meat, green, vegetables, fresh salad, milk, fruit. You're asleep by 9 o'clock. Donatelli strolled beside the dusty plate glass window. Neon signs blinked on and off in the street below, because I guess it was the second level, it was upstairs. Street below, throwing pink, green, and blue mist against his smooth-shaven cheeks. His thin lips barely moved as he talked. You'll do it for a week, maybe 2. You'll feel a little better physically, but all your friends, your family will say you're a fool. You'll see other people smoking and drinking and staying out late, eating anything they want, and you'll start to think you're a fool. You're a fool too. You'll say to yourself, all this sacrifice and I'll probably never even get to be a good fighter. And you'll be right. 9 times out of 10. His voice was lower as he moved away from the window and walked along a green wall, looking at the rusting clothes lockers and the faded posters advertising old prize fights. Remember, this is the old dusty gym they was in, People will try to drag you down. Some will laugh at you for wanting to be a fighter, and others will tell you you're so good you don't need to train to go to bed early. How far did you go in school? That's what Donatelli asked him. 11th grade. What happened? I quit. Why? Donatelli asked him. Didn't seem like any reason to stay. What makes you think you won't quit here too? Said Donatelli. Alfred swallowed. He was like, how you swallow a thump in when you ain't got an answer, you got a lump in your throat. Alfred swallowed. He suddenly wished he hadn't come up the steps. He was feeling because Donatelli was on him. He was telling him, like, what's up, man? What's going on? He was trying to figure out what kind of person he was. The coach was trying to, a lot of us have experienced this. He was trying to get to the core of Alfred and making sure that this is, make sure this is what he want, and make sure that he gonna commit to being a boxer, because it ain't a game. What Donatelli was trying to tell him. All right, he suddenly wished he hadn't come up the steps, because remember, it was a second level. It was an old boxing gym. That he was somewhere else. I bet. Anywhere he thought of the cave, and the cave is a a place where him and James, where I spoke on earlier, that was his best friend. That was his childhood friend. And when they would have problems or something, it's this cave that they would play in, and that was their like place of serenity. So every time he would come into a problem he didn't want to deal with, he would think back to the times when him and James was in that cave, and that was like his safe haven. It make him feel better. But anyway, that's why they say in the cave. All right. He thought of the cave. Well, I want to be somebody. Everybody is somebody. That's what Donatelli said. Somebody special. A champion. Donatelli, thin lips, tighten. Everybody wants to be a champion. That's not enough. You have to start by wanting to be a contender. The man coming up, the man who knows there's a good chance he'll never get to the top. The man who's willing to sweat and bleed to get up as high as his legs and his brains and his heart will take him. That must sound corny to you, to Alfred, right? Alfred said no. It's the climbing that makes the man. Getting to the top is an extra reward. Real talk. That is dope. I'm gonna stop right there. That's page 33. And Donatelli, keep it real. And hope that I read that all right. Those who are listening, hope you could comprehend a lot of things I just read, and a lot of things that's in this book, especially us brothers, we can relate to it. And actually got a brother I listen to, Lance Scurv. I say his name, my brother. It's a lot of things that I always say that Great Divine put people or situations or things in our life for a reason. I'm talking about righteous things, and we might not know at that moment, but Great Divine will show us later, because anybody that ride along on this channel already know that we don't know as human beings what's coming down the road. I say this all the time, but that Great Divine always know. And Lance Scurv and many others, it's a lot of brothers, that love boxing, but I know he loves boxing. He's very passionate. I think he wanted to be a boxer at one time. And so that's what inspired me to read this book about boxing. And again, like I said, Divine places things in our lives, whether it's from a family member or a friend or brother or sister in the world, online, for a reason. Again, we might not know then, but we'll find out later. And I learned a lot from that brother, and not just him. Many on this platform, not just him, and many other platforms I listen to. It's a lot, because I too listen, because you hear me say time and time again, we got 2 ears for a reason. Don't take our ears for granted. Be thankful of the things we learned along the way, as long as it helps us, whether it's small or big. Don't give a damn what it is, as long as we learn it and it's guiding us in the right direction. And guess what? We can teach others to be leaders, because we practice and learn knowledge and look up stuff, and we become leaders to teach others to become leaders themselves. So when I came across Land's platform, I learned a lot. He's one of them brothers, he's going to he's like a mirror, real talk. And not just him, other soldiers and other generals that's on this platform, it's like a mirror. It's going to make you deal with yourself, but you feel so much better when we finally get to the base and the core of our so-called issues within ourselves. Then we can get to our gifts and get to that creative side of our brain and just, love life as much as we can, not being naive or letting person, place, or thing do anything to us, of course, because when we got discernment, none of that's going to happen anyway. Because when you get past some 50s, you get to a point where you don't give a damn. I'm not talking about not giving a damn about important things, just not giving a damn, and just being ourselves and teaching others to empower themselves, and practice on having clarity so we don't miss things. An ounce of prevention, it's worth a pound of cure. It's beautiful, So I just wanted to throw that in there. I'm always gonna salute and give good energy to brothers and sisters I met along the way, whether it's family, brother and sister, general, in the world, online. All right, so I just wanted to throw that in there. I'm always gonna speak on positive things, It's like my son, Lord Lamont, and we'll be doing a father and son discussion today. And he just got a new job. Actually, he's working where I'm at, so that's something I'm sure he's excited about. And we'll speak on that later. And I got to come up with a topic he and I can speak on. But for one, I know it's going to be on about shift. That was what popped in my spirit, the shift. And as many of us that are aware and doing pretty good and got a grasp on things in this life. My general salute. We know what the shift means, and we are living in the shift. So we're going to get a little deeper in that. My son, Lord Lamont, salute. So look for a father and son discussion later on. And this has been another book session, and I thank those who are coming in. Current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that views, salute. And remember that what I read, the benefits of reading and comprehension and connecting to like-minded reachers and teachers, brothers and sisters, that just fills us with positive energy and makes us want to go on, be optimistic and never, deflect a negative person, place, or thing. Because everyone has a choice, can only help those that want to help themselves, Yep. So again, remember the main characters is Hollis. See, and I'm reiterating the names because remember, reading helps with our cognitive functions. It sharpens our memory skills. So I reiterate the names to kind of help with one's memory. Because again, when we get up in age, things in our body begin to deteriorate. So we have to do things to build them up, keep them strong. We never know what's coming down the road, folks. Things coming at us at all angles, whether it's celeb gossip, politics, ways and sways of the world, person, place, thing. But be in the center of all of it. And as I said, being one with that great divine. I'm going to give a little example. I've given this example before. Go back, refer to the movie Matrix. Remember Neo? That scene where Morpheus was teaching him and they had those programs. Being at peace is like Neo when he's standing still and everything is moving fast around him, but he's not wavered or moved by it. That's what having peace is like when we're standing still and all these things and chaos and people keeping up with the Joneses and trying to show attention on social media. Skirt! Man, know the art of being still. But it takes practice. But when we do it again and again and again over time, we deflect manipulators, those who are leeches, and we stay with oneself. But we teach others this too, because we can't be selfish either. Let's share our power. And it's wonderful, because then it becomes effortless. We do it effortlessly. It becomes natural. Seventh, nature. Our presence will be power, even before we speak. And I'll give that to Lance Scurv. He has that gift. When a brother and sister have that gift, let them have it. Honor it. If they got it, they got it. So we can be parallel with one another. Something I always like to say. No one's better, just different. And I know this is supposed to be a book session and not an EBX discussion, but I'm always going to speak something powerful, something positive. It was a time I didn't even speak. It was a time I didn't even do this. So we got to lose ourselves in our divine gifts. And remember, folks, that's whatever that is, not just speaking. I always got to make that clear. So again, thank those for coming in to a book session. I want to read the names, not characters, because this is a real life event in this book. The Contender, episode 6. And remember, the characters are Alfred. Alfred is the main character. Alfred, James, Henry, Major, Sonny, and Hollis. And it was not characters. This is a real life event. Remember that. I keep saying characters, but we're gonna say people. Was a guy Corey in here when they was in that little boot camp thing, and he was actually a white guy, but he helped Alfred and James. And as you heard in their childhood safe haven they used to go to was a cave. I think it was a cave like was on a playground. And remember, Major, Sonny, and Hollis were the bullies of the neighborhood. And I got a feeling he's going to meet Sonny and Hollis and Major later on in that story, because he's going to become a boxer. And again, hope those that listen, hope they comprehend. I hope I didn't fumble too bad through the words, and hope you kind of understood the story. I'm beginning to like it. That's the thing about reading. You really get interested. It's almost like watching a movie, but it's better. And I think it helps with our imagination and our creativity. And I'm talking about a good imagination, not nothing thinking about nothing crazy. We're talking about positive things, righteous things. So keep working on our cognitive functions, brothers and sisters. And remember what I read at the beginning, how important reading really is. You become knowledgeable and aware. You'll start to see how important reading really is, and read and try to read some good books too, Yeah, but I thank those for coming in to another book session. And again, I read those people that was in the book to kind of keep my memory sharpened and bringing those up to speed. And look for episode 7. I don't know when I'll do it. I was supposed to be doing one with Lori Lamont, and we will. And again, look for more music from Lori Lyrical. May she rest in peace and in power. No, I said that already, just kind of reiterating it. And my son, Lori Lamont. And more EBX discussion and other elements that will be added to one's channel. And look for other artists. I said that before, but I gotta look into it. Salute to Rat Fame, which is an app in Play Store. So a lot of songs I do are beats from Rat Fame. They are not my beats. Just want to put that disclaimer out there. And salute to artists and or DJs or beat makers in the world online in that app, Rat Fame, which is in Play Store. So if people who are into music and really love music the way me and Lori Lamont do, and my cousin did, Lori Lyrical, rest in peace. I'm telling you, Rat Fame is a good app, I think. And you can go in there and make it. It has an internal studio that make any sense. It got the studio, got it right there wherever you are. You can do a song right then and there. It's called Rat Fame, not fame like celebrity we see in celebrity, not that kind of fame. That's just the name of the app, and it's cool. And haven't spoke to artists in a while, but I have kind of chatted with artists in the past. They're very supportive on there. It's called Rat Fame. It's an app in Play Store. I gotta say that again. And but there are some great beat makers on there, wonderful beat makers and artists, male and female, brother or sister. So I think it's a great app. So that's what my son and we kind of get our music from sometimes. But we're gonna get back to making our own beats and have, kind of build our own brand. But I love beat makers, because it all began with the beat maker. If we do our research, there's a time when rapping didn't even exist. So we gotta salute the beat makers who are the creators. Because there's no artist without the beat. All right, so I always speak on hip hop. I love hip hop to the pit of one soul. All right, but I hope those enjoyed the book and enjoy things to come. And look for the next book session, as I said, episode 7. But this is episode 6, and thank those for coming in to another book session. Keep that divine in our life and keep on prospering. Family, brothers and sisters in the world and online. My children, my godchildren, my biological children. May we all keep that ultimate peace in your part of the world, wherever we are right now. Salute.